He knows.
Do you have any regrets on what happened?
I'm the boss. Do what I say.
Okay.
Do what I say.
We have a gentleman that comes down the steps. He's not a man. You can see through him.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh my God.
That's going off.
What
Everything's
is
going
happening
crazy in
right here? The dead want a voice. We just want to help this family.
The living need our help. Have you always been here?
He was watching already.
We've been to Derby, Connecticut before.
We have, and this time we are investigating the Twisted Vine restaurant, which is the former Birmingham National Bank. It was the bank for a number of years, and then in the 70s it was converted to a restaurant. They have a lot of activity, and they have been having it for a decade.
I know that the activity that they're having here is all the time. Things are being thrown, they hear voices, they see apparitions, and it affects people that work there, and it affects people that kind of eat there too, right?
Yeah, and that's just it. I think Mike, the owner, he wants to know what's going on. He's had staff members run out after closing because something happens, and the activity, like, it's increasing in frequency.
Wasn't there a flood here?
Yes, there was a massive flood in Derby in 1955. There were a number of casualties. Probably one of the more grim things that happened was the floodwaters overtook some cemeteries that were further upriver, and coffins and bodies were floating down this river.
If all of that debris and rubble and death was coming down this river and just sort of settled here, what did that leave behind?
I don't know. Hi,
How are you?
Mike.
Welcome.
This is quite the building.
Actually, this building was the Birmingham National Bank that was built in 1892.
So was it directly from a bank, or did it have any other
Went directly from a
incarnations?
bank to a restaurant in the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, and so then it looks like a lot of these furnishings are original to the bank.
When it was originally a bank, it had a huge cathedral ceiling, which is still up in the attic.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
And the windows are original to the bank, the vault's original to the bank as well.
Now, as far as like original artifacts from the bank, do you have anything from the bank?
Yeah, we have actually a bank check. If you'd like to see it, I can get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry. This is an original bank check from 1873.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. That's really neat. Obviously, we're here for, yes, the history, but we're also here for the activity, the paranormal activity that's happening here. Have you ever had any experiences?
We've had things moved around. We've had voices. Nobody was in the place yet.
Wow, okay.
We've had customers say they've seen images while they were here.
Have you ever had people who are dining here that kind of up and leave because of the activity?
Quite often.
Wow. So, I mean, imagine if it picks up and gets worse. Like, what would it, I mean, you don't want that reputation, obviously, because then nobody would come.
Absolutely. We definitely wouldn't want that reputation for sure.
Sure.
Okay, so as far as the paranormal experiences go, is there anyone else we should talk to?
Stacy would be a great candidate.
Yeah.
All right, so where can we find Stacy?
She's right downstairs.
Okay.
All right, after you.
Amy and Adam, thanks so much. And here's Stacy.
Nice to meet you.
So what kind of activity is happening in this space that has made you want us to come and figure it out?
We have a gentleman that comes down the steps that you guys came down, lands on the landing down there, and then you realize he's not a man. You could see through him. You could tell he's not from now.
Okay.
He's from the past.
What is he wearing?
Yeah.
Like a long jacket, a top hat, definitely older style clothing.
Does he ever acknowledge anyone else or look at anyone or say anything?
Just comes straight down, kind of lands, and then he's gone. We always say the music must attract him down. because
Right.
that seems to be when we see him. I have not seen him. I hear things and doors opening and closing and walking around, but never actually physically see anybody except when there's music.
Sounds like we need a band.
Yeah, for sure.
would be
Some sort of
awesome.
music.
Love the music
Yeah.
for sure. The lights tend to go nuts. We get open and closing doors. And rumor has it, in '55, when we had the large flood that took out everything, including some cemeteries, this was used as a makeshift morgue.
So besides the lights being manipulated with and the apparition seeing, what
When
other...
you come in here,
Yeah.
in this area here, I've had some objects flown at me. The jukebox would go on. I'd shut it off. I'd get my ice. I'd go upstairs. I'd come back. The jukebox would be on.
Now, you said you had something thrown in here?
I was working on a Saturday night. They threw this sugar caddy at me, and all the sugar packets went everywhere.
Weird.
That same week, couple that came with a small child. I guess she was like maybe 4. And she started getting fussy, wanted to leave, got upset. Her parents asked her why. She said, that little girl's bothering me. Pointed to the table next to them. There was nobody there. And they actually didn't eat dinner. They left.
They saw the ghost of a child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So what's the frequency, you'd say, of activity? Like, how often is it happening?
Several times a week.
Okay, so regular
Yeah,
for sure.
it's regular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to take us anywhere else in the
I
building?
would love to take you
Okay.
upstairs. And then the attic.
Okay.
So I come in at 3 o'clock every day. I lock this door behind me and check my book because reservations are generally here. And a gentleman likes to talk to me from right here.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Hey, I look up, I'm like, hello? The first couple times I thought somebody was here, there was nobody here.
Strange.
I've gone
Weird.
up, I've tried, no other communication.
Definitely male.
Definitely male.
Does it sound like an older gentleman?
Definitely an older, very curt. We've had multiple stories about who it could be. One of them is this gentleman, Sam. So we all greet him generally as Sam.
Does he respond to Sam?
With lights.
So he'll turn on the lights and stuff.
He will flicker lights.
Okay.
Stacy gets more agitated with every story that she tells, so obviously something in this building is really affecting her.
And this here is the top floor attic.
What I love about this is you can see like the original structure so much. Like it's a little glimpse into this building's past.
And how's the activity here?
There has been some apparitions, a lot of shadowy figures that were seen up here. I can tell you, coming up here is not something I like to do by myself. So, at all.
Okay.
So this chair over here with the little bunny,
Yeah.
as you go through the building, you're gonna see like chairs that'll have some stuffed animals, some lollipop, stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are generally customers or other employees that have like left them for the kids.
This is an apparition of a child in this space.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you touch the stuffed animals, a lot of times you'll get some activity.
What kind of activity happens?
Like they can feel hot and cold spots.
Okay.
They've caught other shadowy figures. Multiple people have seen them.
Good to know.
Okay,
All
let's
right,
go
let's get set up.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Wish luck.
Appreciate it.
Mike and Stacy both really want to find out who's here and what's here and why they're here. They've had a lot of major crazy activity. Things are being thrown, they hear voices, they see apparitions. Hopefully we're going to be able to get a lot of activity because that's exactly what we're here to do. We're here to find out who they are, communicate with them because something is going on and we got to figure it out.
With Mike and his employees gone for the night, we are ready to start our investigation.
Here we go.
Adam and I are headed downstairs to the lounge where Stacy seems to experience the most activity.
Let's see if we can play with that sugar thing and see if we can get it to fall or
Absolutely.
this thing. What if it just wasn't all the way up?
If that failed, though, that's going to hit all those.
I know, but I have seen mice and rats in restaurants knock entire glasses and stuff off the shelves.
Yeah. But what about the other? Oh. 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 Oh.
Oh my God.
That's going off.
What
Everything's
is
going
happening
crazy in
right here?
So bodies were found. There's an unidentified body found over here. Although the flood took about 87 lives, there were a lot of people from this cemetery that were disturbed.
There are moments that shock us.
He killed her.
That change the way we feel about what we do.
Dark secrets.
Are you kidding me? Did you just hear footsteps?
Have you always been here?
Sounds female.
That no longer want to stay hidden.
Who's down here?
We just want to help this family.
This is a 400-year mystery.
That is a twist I did not expect.
New series of Kindred Spirits, Wednesdays on Travel Channel.
This former bank turned restaurant is serving up a ton of activity. Something is here all right, and it has the employees and patrons running scared.
Wait, how did that happen?
The jukebox would go on. I'd shut it off. I'd get my ice. I'd go upstairs. I'd come back. The jukebox would be on.
I don't know. That's going off.
That's going off. That turned on by itself. This made a noise like it came on.
That's still going off. Okay, we get it. I'm sorry.
All right, so whoever you are, message received. Can you tell us what your name is? Did I upset you? Are you very protective of this space? Did you work here when it was a restaurant, or were you a patron here? How long have you been here? Is there someone here that you know? I apologize. I won't say anything like that again, okay? I won't suggest anything like that again. Were you here when it was a bank? What was your job here? So weird. All right, let's listen to this. Strange. So what that tells me is someone attached to the building, cares about the building.
Yeah, does not like even insinuating something bad about this place, whether it's a restaurant or a bank or whatever it is.
And this is what they live with every day? Like, this is what they're working in? That happens?
And if people are noticing activity and they're sitting at a crowded bar.
I know, that's crazy.
That's insane.
And we're here quiet, and look what happens. All right, well, let's go get our stuff together, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do next.
Okay.
Ay, ay, ay. If that happened while I was here by myself, I might pee my pants.
So the activity we got tonight tells us that somebody's familiar with the building, somebody is very passionate about the space, whether it's a restaurant or a bank. But at this point, we're still uncertain about who it is. One of the big things that happened here was there was a giant flood that actually brought coffins up out of the ground and washed them down the river. And apparently, this building was used to store those caskets. Maybe that'll have something to do with the haunting here.
We asked the local historian to meet us at the Derby Public Library to tell us more about the catastrophic flood. We don't have much to go on yet, but a tragic event that littered the town with dead bodies is a good place to start.
Hi.
Hi, folks.
Hey, Dan.
I'm Dan.
I'm
Pleasure to
Amy.
meet you.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Dan. Pleasure to meet you, Adam.
Now, we were really focusing on the flood because the building that we're investigating right now, there's this idea that maybe at one point some of the bodies that had washed away from the flood ended up kind of in a makeshift morgue in the building.
Okay. So bodies were found. There's an unidentified body found over here. It's an embalmed body found in the river, and it's likely that these bodies were disturbed from Union Cemetery, which is upstream. Right here we have a newspaper clipping which says is the scene at Union Cemetery.
Well, that's crazy.
And it disturbed coffins and it disinterred many people. Although the flood took about 87 lives, there were a lot of people from this cemetery that were unfortunately disturbed. In 1955, anything that is going to be told from one person to another, typically you would also find the evidence, you know, in the form of newspapers.
Right.
Because the newspapers report exactly what happened.
Is there any evidence in all of this that the old Birmingham Bank was a morgue at any point?
I have not been able to find any evidence to substantiate that claim. Because I'm basing my research on fact, I can't prove something happened that I don't find proof before.
Right. No, that's fine. I mean, there may be other things too, you know, during the time it was a bank. So I was hoping to kind of dig in some more and see if I could find some more information on it. Dan, thank you so much for all of your help.
Pleasure.
Super
Thank
helpful.
you. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
All right. There's so many cases where we have to sift through like lore and hearsay versus actual fact. And at the end of the day, we want to do a service to not only the people we're helping at the restaurant, but to the ghosts of the restaurant. We want to make sure we're telling their story accurately. And if they weren't the ghosts of past flood victims, who were they? When someone comes to us and they say that activity happens at a certain time or under certain conditions, we always try to replicate those conditions. In this case, Stacy told us that activity really ramped up when there were bands playing. So right now, we have a band set up here, and we're going to use them as a trigger object. No one else is here in the restaurant. So we're going to investigate while they're playing and record them with the SLS to see if anything appears. I can say we've never done this before, so I'm hoping it works.
Lights were here, time to go out and get away. All gassed up, dressed up now. Time to go out and get shot down. Shot down with me anymore. Shot down till I don't need no song. Shot down rock and celebrity line. Shot down with you.
Gone.
Weird. Gone when the music stopped.
Yeah. We caught an anomaly on the SLS camera, and it's just standing in the same vicinity of where they see the apparition of this gentleman in a hat and a coat.
We have a gentleman that comes down the steps that you guys came down, lands on the landing down there, and then he's gone. There's nothing.
Who was this person? Was he involved here? Was he someone who died in the flood? I don't know. So we're going to have to keep investigating, digging deeper, and trying to figure out who exactly here is in the space.
Now that we lured it out, we've released the band so that we can try to communicate with the spirit using another trigger object, one original to the bank.
We're setting up one of the original banknotes from the bank that was here to a proximity sensor so that if anything touches it, this little alarm will go off. We also set up the Flux, the device that can sense if something is near it, and it also senses temperature fluctuations.
That's weird. It shouldn't have gone off.
The Flux is going off. Temperature.
Is there someone here?
Can you tell us your name?
There is a person that interacts, and they call him Sam. Is that you?
What was your role in this building?
Do you know any stories about this bank? Do you recognize what's on the table? In the frame right here? You can touch it and the alarm will go off, but Won't hurt you and you're not in trouble.
There is a person that interacts and they call him Sam. Is that you? Do you know any stories about this bank? Do you recognize what's on the table in the frame right here? You can touch it.
Oh, what's that? What that?
Do you recognize what's on the table in the frame right here?
I do.
I do.
Clearly. Intelligent, male.
And he knows what a banknote is.
And he knows what a banknote is. So either he's been here long enough to know that that's a banknote and he's seen it, or he's from the time period and there it is. And he knows what that is based on that.
We got an EVP that said, I do. Like it knew what the banknote was. But other than that, it was very quiet. Whoever this person is does not want to talk to us. We've experienced a lot of paranormal activity, but we've got nothing to confirm who we are speaking with. Today, we decided to use Chip to our advantage, and so he came in not knowing anything about the building, where we were, the history of it, nothing. We want to know, who does he pick up on, and whatever he picks up on, how much of that correlates with the activity that we've been having.
Old man, the impression is I'm the boss. I hear a very snide voice in my head say, I got the keys, I'm the boss. Do what I say. Do what I say. So you've got some illegal activity that happened in this building? Money changing hands.
Okay.
He couldn't really believe what he was seeing.
History is filled with amazing mysteries.
Reports about this go back to the 1800s.
Shocking events.
I thought...
Kindred Spirits, Wednesdays on Travel Channel.
Interesting stuff in this building.
Yeah.
Like off the wall interesting stuff in this building. Where are the other levels at? How do you get to the other levels?
Downstairs is this way.
This place makes me woozy. Like physically, like I'm drunk. We have stuff that moves down here. It's definitely an active spot down here. So you've got some illegal activity that happened in this building. Money changing hands.
Okay.
Whoever's here, whatever's here, is very secretive. It's got stages of stuff, is what I'm feeling, and it's confusing because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in my head. Most prominent that I've gotten so far is the grumpy old man that feels like he is like in charge of stuff. And, you know, don't mess with me, I'm in charge. And totally random and out there, a drowning. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a child. A little girl.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else you want to ask me about down here?
Do you mind if we take just a walk
Yeah, just walk
through?
around the bar.
Not a problem.
Yeah, just kind of.
Okay. Whoa, and I just got pushed in the back. I got cold chills in here. And I don't pick up anything specific, but I pick up that people get weirded out in this space.
Okay.
By things either moving or touching or something like that. And I feel scared. some empathing somebody that's been in here that's like freaking out.
So as Chip walked through the building, he picked up on a little girl. He also picked up on an older male who seemed very protective of the space, who seemed very secretive. And it's interesting that Chip brought up, money changing hands because this was a bank. And so that makes sense. But he also said that he got kind of a vibe of something not really on the level, something shady going on. And so armed with that information, we'll go into the investigation tonight and start kind of bringing that up to see if it triggers any more activity.
Okay, I need to show you this.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like it on this DVR.
Really?
So this is the camera that's up in the attic, right?
Right.
Nobody's here in the space. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, when you watch it, see how there's movement here?
Yeah.
Okay, watch right here.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
Okay, what happens to the DVR when that shows up?
Oh, it just stopped.
It literally stops our entire system. For about 25 seconds, it just is like, boop.
That's so strange.
I've never seen anything like it.
I've never been to a place where things just constantly get messed with. Like, I mean, obviously that's been a report of ours for a long time. Like, we've seen it on a smaller scale, but this place is like I've just never seen anything like it.
The fact that the DVR just stops.
I don't even know. Okay. Well, I just did a search on, death, tragedy. Derby, Connecticut, November 18th, 1913. Samuel H. Lessie, cashier of the Birmingham National Bank here, committed suicide in a vault in Oak Cliff Cemetery on the outskirts of the city.
We all greet him generally as Sam.
Oh, my God.
Sometime today, his body lying in a coffin box was found in the vault shortly after midnight by Chief of Police Odell and Officer Kennedy. A bullet hole was in his temple and one of his hands clutched a revolver. He
put
literally
himself in a
killed
coffin.
himself in a coffin.
In a vault.
In a vault at Oak Cliff. That's crazy. Deceased, highly respected in Derby, Lessie had been connected with the bank 25 years. He was married, had 2 children.
Wow.
2 worthless checks had recently been deposited at the bank. So this criminal, he received a check for $15 and one for $10, and he added zeros to them. So he basically took $2,500 under Mr. Lessie's watch. It was a scandal.
You've got some illegal activity that happened in this building. Money changing hands.
So is that why he killed himself? Because he thought it was his fault?
Mr. Lessie was made cashier of the bank. He worried a great deal over the matters which had come to him with the new position.
Wow. It could be the same person who goes downstairs. Because what if
I know, it's like the way he's dressed.
Yeah, the way he's dressed.
He's going to the vault.
Yes.
What is he wearing?
Yeah.
Like a long jacket, a top hat, definitely older style clothing.
I know.
Girl, chills. These chills.
And we did get a name tonight from a newspaper article that I found just before we started to investigate, and the name happened to be Sam. So we thought we'd just go right for that and see if bringing up that gentleman and his job at the bank and what happened would give us any sort of response.
So let's go to the attic.
All right, let's try it. You know what? We'll bring the banknote and use the proximity sensor.
The 3rd floor in the attic is one of the most original spaces in the building because it has virtually been untouched since it was a bank. It's a space that we want to get into, we want to investigate, and we want to try to connect with Sam because Sam is an original person to the building. He was connected to this building from the day it was built.
We keep hearing stories about this gentleman named Samuel Lessie. Is he still here? The temperature changed.
He worked here for quite a long time.
I hate to bring it up. I know it's not a pleasant topic, but it's just so hard to believe. And your family moved right after. Your wife took the kids and went to New York. And then after that...
What's going on?
Okay. After that, your daughter...
Again. Temperature.
Your daughter grew up and became a teacher. I don't believe she ever married or had kids. It's really going off. So it seems we hit some sort of nerve. Samuel, Mr. Lessie, I'm gonna stop talking about this for now, okay? So can you leave that alone and I'll stop talking about it, okay? Okay, I turned off the recorder. Okay, we're back. All right, it's back to normal. I'm gonna listen to this.
Hearing stories about this gentleman named Samuel Lessie. Is he still here? He worked here for quite a long time. I hate to bring it up. I know it's not a pleasant topic, but it's just so hard to believe. And your family moved right after. Your wife took the kids and went to New York. And then after that, your daughter grew up and became a teacher. I don't believe she ever married or had kids, but
I mean, it really goes in line with the electronics.
Mm-hmm. And it was when we were talking about Sam and his family, what happened to him, what happened to her, basically.
It's just so strange. Like, every time we bring up, like, the building, or we bring up him, like, something starts getting messed with electronically. So why is he choosing to communicate that way? And what can we do to encourage him to just use words and speak? This might be a case where it comes down to Chip, because Chip's the only one. Like, if he picks up on this guy and can actually talk to him and communicate with him.
Yeah. No, if Chip picks up on him and connects with him, at least Chip may be able to give him comfort in a way. Like, maybe he needs prayer, maybe, because he's never been talked about.
Yeah.
Never. So imagine you've done something, or like anyone does something like this, and for over 100 years,
yeah,
no one has talked about you or your experience, and you've just been in the space, and all of a sudden 2 people come in and are like, hey.
We know everything.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
All right, so Mr. Lessie, Samuel, we are gonna go, but we're gonna be back tomorrow. So please think about this, because this will be your last chance to tell this story.
Yeah.
And so it's so important that you think about this and what you want to do next, okay? Think about your family. Think about what they would want. And think about this community, Derby. They want to know what happened to you.
I mean, this little town's been through so much since your passing. And you're a piece of it, okay?
So please just think about it. We'll be back. But it just, I don't think we can stress to you anymore how important it is that you talk to us, okay? All right, so let's pack this up.
If he's here, if Sam is here, Chip is gonna pick up on him.
Mm-hmm. This guy likes to mess with equipment. So I think the idea here is that we need to blanket this place with anything that can be manipulated.
Yep.
REM pods,
Anything
K2s,
electronic.
the flux, all of it.
This entity has been manipulating our equipment. We've got so much activity in terms of equipment going off and interaction. And I mean, the space is haunted, and we're hoping that Chip can connect with whoever is doing this and tell us who it is, or at least give the message and figure out why this person is in this space.
Has there been activity that's been malicious or threatening in this building?
No, it's just very
authoritative.
It is. It's very like the second that you do something wrong, or like I said something potentially bad about the building downstairs and everything lit up. He's just very protective of the building.
He's very OCD and anal retentive and wants things done. And even the staff that works in the restaurant here is doing something and they're making a oops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that may be when he's like, hey, 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 hey. He was just up there looking down on you.
He was?
Yep.
Huh.
So he's watching already.
He knows.
Yeah, he does know. On the stairs.
I saw a shadow.
What?
I did too.
You saw it?
Yeah, right there.
Yes.
It was as tall as that crook corner.
That's
how
what
it
they
comes
see?
in.
Yep.
And it was like boom, and it just went right down the stairs.
So does that mean you want to talk to us now? Are you ready? Mr. Lassie, this is your time to shine. This is your time to get it all out.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I did.
Gone off. That went off. This went off at the same time.
Sam's who you're looking at here. Just let me tell you, that's what I feel.
So Sam, Mr. Lassie, did you actually kill yourself?
Geophone. This is going off. That's going off. This is going off.
Oh my.
Did you commit suicide?
That's going off.
That is pinging loudly.
He's dodging. That's...
He couldn't really believe what he was seeing.
History is filled with amazing mysteries.
Reports about this go back to the 1800s.
Shocking events.
I thought to myself,
and so we took on back. It's like having a teddy bear.
We're in Derby, Connecticut, and we're not alone.
Mr. Lassie, I know you love lighting up all this stuff, but if you talk in this as close as you can, as loudly as you can, and just answer these questions for us. Did you commit suicide? If you did that, why?
That's going off. Yep.
That's...
It's acknowledgement.
It is acknowledgement. It's like he still will not tell us.
Frustrating.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
I know. I feel terrible.
Play it.
Okay.
Mr. Lassie, I know you love lighting up all this stuff, but if you talk
Sam, light that up all the way.
you can as loud as you can and just answer these questions for us. Did you commit suicide? If you did that, why? What's going on?
I've never been anywhere so devoid of EVPs.
He's dodging.
This is going off. It's the first time that's gone off the entire time.
But it's just he's just setting off everything.
I know.
Can we ask him one thing? Do you want to just be left alone?
Yeah, let's just ask him that. Sir, do you want us to just leave you alone?
It's going off.
Do you want people
That
to
is
just
going
not
off.
bother you?
That's
it's going off.
That is pinging loudly.
Wow. That's crazy.
He just wants us to leave him alone.
Do you want us to get the hell out of your building?
That's a yes. We've got it. I mean, I think we have answers for them. I think they're going to be thrilled. It's definitely not what they expected. I think at the end of the day, you have a man who chose his position here within this building over life. Like, he had a family, he had everything. And the second that his place in this building that he worked for so long was jeopardized, he would rather have just killed himself.
Yes.
And that's what he did. And so he's just here, continuing on.
This is a really interesting case for us because it's one of those cases where we had a ton of activity from start to finish. All of our equipment was being manipulated, and that is very, very rare. Also, what's rare is getting very little EVPs. But Sam was able to communicate with us that, yes, it was him. Yes, these things happened to him in the past. And no, he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He just wants to do his thing, make sure this business is running smoothly, and live out the rest of eternity, I guess, in a space he really loved. Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
Morning.
How are you? Good morning. Have a
good.
seat.
It's been a really exciting few days. So just to kind of get into it, we'll just say right off the bat that you have a very haunted restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we can definitely confirm that for you.
I'm not
Actually,
crazy.
one of the most active cases we have done in a really long time.
Wow.
The first night we went downstairs, we were in the basement, and we were investigating the claim of the sugar bowl flying and things, and so we were putting it up there. And I said, you know, I investigated a restaurant once, and what they didn't realize was that they had rodents. And then right at that moment, the jukebox turned on, all of our equipment went off all at once, everything, which is really impossible.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry. I'm like, again, I'm not saying that's what's happening here. We're just trying to figure out. So if you want to tell us who you really are and what's happening, that would be great.
Right.
Nothing, just quiet. While the activity was massive and frequent, it was just nothing identifiable. And so we really had to kind of think outside the box to figure out who's haunting the Twisted Vine.
We had the help with Historical Society, and they actually pulled out newspapers from the time period, and we scoured every one of them, but there was zero mention of this place being a morgue. It's hearsay, it's legend, it's folklore, but in terms of factual, identifiable information, that wasn't something that we were able to find.
And that's fine, because you want to get to the root of it and you want to figure out who's really haunting the place.
Yeah.
As we kind of dug more into this case, we thought maybe it's someone associated with the bank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a newspaper article up, and I want you to read it out loud for us, okay?
Bank cashier ends life in cemetery. Samuel H. Lessie of Derby found dead in coffin box. He had been censored Saturday for carelessness, which enabled an alleged forgery of checks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Sam.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was here when the bank was made. He's part of this bank becoming a thing. And so he essentially died for this building. You know, everything was taken from him when he was accused of letting this happen.
He is secretive so much so
he really
that
is.
something happened to our DVR that has never happened
really
in the... I've never ever seen it. So I just take a look. So this is the attic, right? This is the camera in the attic. I want you to look right in the middle of this, and I'll explain what's happening. So you're gonna see something.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, so you see it's come up?
Yeah.
Now, notice what's happening here. It has stopped recording. Not only has it stopped recording, but every single camera in this building
shut down.
Has stopped and shut down. So stop recording completely. In about 25 seconds,
it starts back up again.
It starts back up again, and everything resyncs. So there is 25 seconds of missing time.
Wow.
That I feel like, I mean, if I had to just guess, that whatever this was that showed up was like, oh, I'm being seen. And
I don't want to be.
The energy that it's used the entire time to do so many things for us literally seized the DVR and was like, boom, you're not going to see whatever this is. And then it dissipated, went away gradually, and everything starts running and catches up. I've never seen that before, ever. And what's awesome is that it's in an original portion of the building itself. Obviously, it was, you know, an attic when it was a bank. So it's a place familiar to this person. And it's where we had our first big interaction with Sam, dealing with his wife and his children and what happened to them afterwards.
He would not talk to us, and Chip picked up on him right away when Chip came in, and he let him know, I have the keys to this building, is what he said right away. Chip also picked up on your little girl who's here.
He did.
And we did not get any evidence of her, but that doesn't mean she's not here.
Do you think he'll get comfortable if we treat him properly?
I think so. And I think it would be great, like, whenever you guys can, to just kind of pay your respects and you know, maybe just have something here in the restaurant for him so people remember his legacy and what he went through.
New dinner special.
Because he wants to be here.
Yeah.
And he trusts you guys.
How do you know he trusts us?
The way that he interacts with you guys, you say hi, he says hi to you sometimes when you, in that gruff hello voice.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't do that for anyone else.
And that's really great. So nothing to be afraid of, though.
No, definitely not.
No.
I can't thank you guys enough for bringing this to us because it's important to us, you know?
Yeah.
It's great.
Unbelievable.
I'm glad we could do that for you. What I love about Mike and Stacy is that they have a genuine want to get this right. And so when we came here, they were pretty desperate because they were having activity constantly, day and night, but they just wanted to do right by whoever it was. They've been here so long and they've interacted with him so much already. He's like family to them. This is one of those cases where they definitely don't have anything to worry about. You know, this is a man who had such a deep attachment to this building that all he wants is the best for it, and that all he wants is the best for them. And so if anything, they should feel safer in this building now, knowing that he's here, you know, looking over things even when they aren't.